I'm here with the Soul Assassin, Kevin Ross. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, is this how you wanted to kick off 2014? A rematch against Matt Embry?
No, if I would have done 2013 right, this wouldn't be happening. But it's a good way to start off the year right, the way I wanted to do it, and get this out of the way and look for bigger and better things the rest of the year.
If you could actually have a moment of 2013 that has stuck inside your mind and inside your head, what would that fight be?
Ooh, that's a tough one. There was a lot of big moments for me last year. I would say the final bell of my first fight back was just an unreal experience. Going through that and having all the fans there, and knowing what I'd gone through to get back and everything. It's kind of hard to top that. That was pretty surreal and amazing.
Now, your coach, Kieran Fitzgibbon, describes you as he has a description of you. He says you're a classic Thai fighter in an American package. If the Soul Assassin were to describe himself, what would you say about yourself?
I would say those words precisely. Um, I do feel like I got all the aspects of the sport down. I mean, I have my preference, which is boxing and leg kicking, which some would say is the Dutch style, but I don't feel like I have a Dutch style. I have my own style, really. I think I combine the things in an exciting way that's very fan friendly, and I always try to put on great fights, so you can always expect that out of me.
Let's talk about the rematch. Is there a difference between training for a fight versus a rematch for the Soul Assassin?
Every fight has its own thing. You kind of pick a few things you might want to work on, but overall, it's all the same. You put the work in, you put the hours in, you put the gym time in. You might make a few adjustments here and there. Some things that work good, some things that didn't, some things you want to watch out for. But yeah, it's all the same, really.
And take us through your fight plan leading up to Line Fight 13.
Just be myself. I mean, that's all I ever really needed to do. And I last year with coming back from injuries and then getting sick, having the flu, fighting through that. There was a lot of things I had to work on and go through mentally, and there was a lot going on. So that's why you kind of had a fight like that where I didn't fight like myself, which is very rare for me to do. But I think people saw my last fight how I really fight, and other than running into elbows like a crazy person, which I do a lot for fun. I don't know why, I'm a weirdo, but I always like to bring it from bell to bell. Last fight with Embry it sickens me to watch it because that's not me, and I didn't feel good in there because of it, and I think it was pretty apparent that I was uncomfortable with myself.
And you've actually said that if no one's hitting, you get bored, and if you're bored, people get bored. What can we expect from you in Line Fight 13, the Soul Assassin?
Excitement, man. When I was in that fight, those first few rounds, it was like talking to myself, like, this is so boring. I'm dying here. I'm dying here. Uh, that will never happen again. Ever, ever, ever. So,
And
to go.
and how do you turn off that switch? Like, oh my God, this is not how I want this fight to be. I mean, how is there like a period where okay, I got to do this right here and then?
You know, um, we had a game plan, and I stuck to the game plan. It was just I overdid the game plan. So it wasn't that we didn't want to start slow or, kind of take my time and not rush in and give him what he kind of would expect out of me. It was exactly what we wanted to do. I just took it way too far, way too far. I turned into a completely different fighter because of it. Um, all my techniques were off, and that's why kicks kept getting caught and things like that. So I just felt off, and yeah, just something happened. I'm like, this is just wrong, and I just started going, then and just being myself. And those fourth and fifth rounds, you could kind of see how it would have went if I would have been fighting that way the whole time. Unfortunately, I waited too long, and that's why I ended up losing on the cards, which is fine. I wouldn't have wanted to win that fight anyway because I didn't feel like I fought like myself. So winning, I wouldn't have been happy with that. I probably would have been more upset if I would have won a fight like that because I knew that wasn't me in there. You know.
Now, Kevin, you're entering year 11 as a Muay Thai fighter. Are you where you're supposed to be right now?
Oh yeah, more so than I'm supposed to be. I never ever dreamed I would still be actively fighting while this boom happened. I knew I would help it get there, but to be able to fight live on TV, especially on a huge network like Access TV and having Chuvalo commentate and Pat Miletich. I mean, it really, I had on my bucket list to have Michael Chuvalo commentate one of my fights. So the first fight back, having him do that and meeting with him and everything for the first time, it was just like, wow, this is crazy.
So that's off, check off your bucket list.
That's been checked off. Now, if I can just get a after fight interview with Miletich in the ring, it might have taken a year, but I think it'll happen this time.
Now, you've always said that being a Muay Thai fighter inspires others to be better at what they do. What inspires the Soul Assassin?
Uh, other fighters do, really just people that push themselves. It doesn't have to be a fighter, whether it's a business person, a dancer, just anyone that finds what their passion is and they go after it. That's what inspires me to do what I do. I mean, Muay Thai is what I found to do that, my outlet for that. But it could be anything, really, and that's what I found over the years is inspiring people, not just in fighting, but in whatever it is they do. But they view this and see how much work it takes, how much dedication it takes, and they can apply that to whatever it is they're doing in life. So, yeah, just everybody inspires me.
Now, you're a caricature artist. Here you go. Paint a picture and a headline of what will happen after the co-main event of Line Fight 13.
It will not go to the decision, guaranteed. Third round knockout by me.
And in 32 seconds or less, your message to all your fans all over the world.
Thank you so much. I really couldn't do this without you guys. You mean the world to me. Thank you.
Soul Assassin, always a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise.
I'm Chingandwada reporting for Line Fight 13.